Okay, I've just realized something. This is gonna sound really simple when I say it, but I promise you this is completely life-changing. It's changed the way how I'm gonna live my life for the rest of my life. When you ask someone for something, their automatic response is pretty much gonna be no 99% of the time, because you're asking them to do something for you, and it's a benefit for you and usually not a benefit for them. So their default answer is always gonna be no. But when you hear no, that doesn't mean that that conversation's over. In fact, no almost always doesn't actually mean no. I was at Starbucks and with my friend, I was trying to actually apply for a job and work there. We walked in, we had actually previously been there and talked to one of the people there, and they were like, yeah, so 2 people are actually leaving and we need 2 new people for this job. And we looked at each other, we're like, oh, this is perfect. They say to apply online, and we go online and we don't see the job offer listed. So we actually come back like a few days later, we bring our resumes, and my friend goes and asks the guy up there, hey, so how can we apply for this job? And he's like, yeah, you just do it all online. And then it's the same thing, but my friend didn't want to like pursue that further, so he was like, okay, thank you, and he started walking away. But I was like, wait, no, we didn't actually get any useful information out of this. So I walked back up and I was like, hey, we actually didn't see the job listing online, and we talked to other people before, and they were like, yeah, there's 2 job openings, so like we were wondering if we could speak to a manager. And then he was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then yeah, I'll call my manager. So he actually went over to, I don't know, the desk, picked up the walkie-talkie and called his manager over. 5 minutes later, the manager comes over, and she's really nice, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm really need people right now, we're hiring, and what is your availability? And we were like, yeah, we can work all hours. And she was like, that's perfect. And then we were like, yeah, we even have resumes. And she was like, oh my god, this is so perfect, I'm gonna give these to HR right now. You guys, you have their phone numbers on there, so I'll contact you. And just like that, it's basically like we were handed that job. We didn't actually get that job, we got rejected, but the lesson here is that I didn't cave in after the first no. People's first reaction isn't going to be the one to go out of their way to help someone. So when we initially asked for that job listing, and he was like, yeah, just do it online. Like, he's just working at Starbucks, he's just trying to finish his shift. Like, he doesn't want to go out of his way to help 2 college students and apply for this job. But we didn't leave after that, because I went back up and I was like, hey, we didn't actually see it online. Can we please speak to someone, the manager, so that we could like turn in these resumes? And he was like, yeah, sure. If I didn't go up there, if I had taken the first no, he technically didn't say no, but you can, rephrase it in a way that that's a no. If I didn't say that, if I didn't ask for the manager, we wouldn't have gotten this opportunity. And that applies to everything else you do in life. You want a promotion? You go out and ask your boss, hey, I feel like I've been working pretty hard, like I feel like I deserve to be promoted to a different position. And your boss is like, well, we're actually, those positions there's a lot of people up there, like I'll think about it and get back to you. But for now it's a no. And you're just like, oh, okay. And then you walk away. Chances are the boss was just BSing you. He just has something else on his mind. He doesn't want to talk to you right now. But you went into his frame. You stepped in, you were like, yeah, well, maybe I don't deserve this promotion. Even though you've been working hard, you've been doing everything you can, and you deserve that promotion, but you're just like, my boss said no, so you just walk away on the first no. No doesn't mean no. Go back up to him and you're like, hey, why is it that, do you not see my potential, or do you not see, what can I do to make you see how hard I've been working, or how can I change that? If you think I haven't been working hard, how can I do something to, help you make that decision, or make you see that I deserve that promotion? And now you guys are having a real conversation. He's like, oh, okay, this guy actually means business. Most people are just like, hey, can I maybe have this promotion, possibly considering maybe you can add $10 to my salary at the end of the year? And then it's such an easy no. Most people ask a question in a way that's an automatic setup for the other person to say no. It's the art of asking for favors. Like, you need to firstly make it known that you're not just here, you're not asking in a weak way, you're not going to ask one time and then leave. And secondly, you need to phrase your question in a way where they see a benefit to going through with what you asked for. Two things. Make them see the benefit, and make them actually believe that you actually want the thing and you're going to fight for the thing that you're asking for. If a homeless guy comes up to you, there's two homeless guys. One of them's like, hey man, could you give me some money, please? I just really need money. Maybe some people 50-50 will give them, maybe some people won't. I don't have cash on me right now. But then a different guy's like, hey man, listen, I don't want to interrupt your day. I know you're busy, but my kid, he's really been struggling right now. We don't have enough money to pay for his health care. Like, I'm really struggling right now to find a job. I'm in the job market, but if you could just spare me $5-10, that would really help me. Which one are you going to be more likely to say yes to and give the money? Of course, the second person, because the first person made it so easy for you to just say no, and that's going to be your default answer. The first person's like, hey, could I perhaps have some money? And then the easiest answer is just, no, I don't have any cash on me right now, sorry. That's happened so many times, like, if you've ever been asked that. But the second person, you can see in his eyes that, if you say no for an answer, he's going to be fine with it, obviously, but he's not going to, he's giving reasoning as to why, he thinks that he deserves that money. And maybe homeless people begging is not the best example to give, but again, it's all under the same frame as no doesn't automatically mean no. And you should get comfortable pursuing that and keeping your frame still. You're not caving into their frame and just giving up as soon as you hear the first sign of resistance. Because people just need to be pushed, because their automatic response, again, is always going to be no. It's so easy to just say no. Someone asks you, hey, you want to hang out tonight? And you're in your bed, and your easy response is like, nah, man, I'm kind of tired. And then the friend's like, oh, okay. But imagine if that friend was like, hey, man, want to hang out tonight? Like, we're going to go to this place, and we can set all these fun things up. We have a reservation here. It'll be super easy. It's super close to you. Just pull up in, the 20 minutes. Then you're going to be like, okay, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of tired, but that sounds fun. I want to say yes to that. When your original response was going to be no, but you can change that based on how other people ask you. It's a very powerful thing. The last example I'll give is that this is where I actually failed using this concept, and I should have used it, but again, I'm still working on this. I kind of got scared, but I was at this Korean barbecue place with my friends, and we had a coupon for 15% off the entire order. So, as you know, if you've ever been to Korean barbecue, it's kind of expensive. It's like $35 to, it's all you can eat. So everyone pays $30, and then you can just keep ordering as much meat and stuff as you want. So kind of expensive if you're not a big eater, but anyway, we had that coupon, and the check came. It was like $280 because there were 6 of us. I give the waitress the check. She goes back. 5 minutes later, she comes back with the check. Hey, actually, we can't process this check because it's a holiday. And I'm like, what? It's Monday. And she's like, yeah, it's like Memorial Day or something. And then she says, yeah, right here it says, yeah, no, this coupon is not valid on holidays. It's like in 0.5 font. And then I'm like, oh, I kind of remember the concept, but I'm kind of scared of asking because, she already talked to her manager, and I was like, oh, well, the font's kind of small. Is there anything you can do? And she was like, oh, haha. She thought it was funny, and she was like, I can bring my manager if you want to talk to her. And I had 2 options there. I could have been like, yeah, could I please talk to her, or no, or it's okay. And I chose the second one because I got intimidated. I was like, oh, I have to speak to the manager now about getting this discount because, think about it. I'm taking money away from the manager's business, and it literally says in fine print why I'm wrong in using this coupon. But thinking back, perhaps it wouldn't have worked, but perhaps it would have. And I'm thinking back, and I'm like, maybe I could have smooth talked the manager into giving me that 15% discount, because it was like $260. So that would have been a free meal for someone. It was like $30 off or something. But again, I caved in, I got scared, and I ultimately didn't get that discount. And I felt bad about it afterwards because I was like, it's such a powerful thing to be able to keep pursuing what you want after the first no. Obviously, you don't want to do it in a disrespectful way, like, what? This is in 1 point font. This restaurant is terrible. Let me speak to the manager right now. This is the worst worst service I've ever had. Like, obviously, that's not going to get you what you want either. But just get comfortable asking for things and asking again once you get that initial rejection, because I guarantee you, no, most of the time doesn't actually mean no. It's I'm too tired, or kind of my mind's somewhere else right now, and this doesn't seem important enough to take up my time, so I'm just going to tell you no. But if it was more important, maybe likely I would talk to you more and maybe turn that no into a yes. But right now, the way you're framing it, the way you're asking me, you're putting yourself at such a lower position than I am at, and I don't have time to deal with that right now, so I'm just going to say no because it's the easiest. And that's how most people live their life. When they ask for something, it's just, but please, maybe could I get this from you? But if you don't want to, then it's completely fine. I'll just go sit in my hole. Just get comfortable. That's my lesson for you today. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to talk to me in person, click the top link, not in person, on a video call. Click the top link in the description. I'll help you out. As always, I'm Levi. Thank you for listening.